Today I'm going to tell you 5 things that I love and 5 things that I absolutely hate about living in Dripping Springs, Texas. And we're going to start right now. Hey guys, I'm Chris Pesek, broker associate at the Dripping Springs home team at Pesek Properties in Dripping Springs, Texas. If you're new here and you find value in the content that I'm bringing you, I'd really appreciate you clicking on that bell icon below because I have tons of content related to Dripping Springs, Texas on this page. And if you're considering living here, I'm sure that you're going to want to know all about it. Let's start with the bad things first. 5 things I hate about living in Drip. Number 1, the heat in the summer. It's freaking brutal. There's no way to get around it. June, July, August, most of September, they're hot. We stay in the upper 90s and get over 100 degrees regularly, but we've got this great invention called air conditioning, and as long as you're either in your house, your car, or your office when you're not in the swimming pool, you're gonna be okay. But it's only about for 3 months out of the year anyway. The rest of the time is much nicer. The second one is we can get some pretty severe thunderstorms from time to time too. But for the most part, we only have to worry about these in the springtime. It's always a good idea though to have a designated spot in your home that does not have windows and that's on an inner wall, just in case we get tornadoes, because they do happen here. But again, this is a fairly short period of time, and if you've ever seen a Texas thunderstorm roll in on the horizon from your back porch, you know that these storms are absolutely beautiful as well. All right, the third thing I don't really like is another weather-related issue, winter weather. Normally, Dripping Springs only has to deal with snow or ice 1 or 2 times a year, and the kids absolutely love it because people here are terrified of getting out in the snow, and ice makes the roads impassable sometimes. So, schools are typically going to be canceled for the day. But we usually know this well in advance. When winter weather's coming in, the schools generally do a really good job of canceling well ahead of time, so you'll have time to make accommodations for all of this. If you still have cable and you watch regular local TV stations, they're going to talk about the winter weather coming nonstop in the days leading up to and the day of the event. So you're always going to know exactly what's going on. One thing you want to pay attention to though is notifications come out about the winter weather. People are going to go crazy and start stocking up on things like toilet paper and meats and vegetables, but that includes everything that you need to make chili and soup, so you're going to want to have those things on hand ahead of time, except beans. Dude, everybody knows that Texans do not put beans in their chili. But after all said and done, we love our snow and ice days here. It's a great time to hang out at home, make super chili, and catch up on Netflix shows. But you will have to learn to avoid the roads on these days. People in Texas do not know how to drive on snowy or icy roads. Anybody from up north always laughs at how we react to winter weather here. The fourth bad thing, mosquitoes, spiders, other bugs, and snakes. Just so you know, our state insect's the mosquito. No, not really, but it should be. Anytime you're outside in the summer trying to enjoy a cold beer or a glass of wine, you are more than likely going to get paid a visit by mosquitoes. There are some ways that you can limit how annoying they are, like citronella candles, but you are going to have to deal with them eventually. And they're worse when there's standing water around, so do your part to limit standing water during warmer months. As far as spiders, we've got great big ones and we've got little bitty ones. The big ones are usually of no concern. Tarantulas, for example, are scary looking, but they're very beneficial. It's the black widows and the brown recluses that you have to make sure you can identify. But don't worry, I've got a great pest control company here locally that can take care of the spiders, mosquitoes, and other bugs all for you. They even have non-toxic options if you've got pets and kids around. Likewise with snakes, the vast majority of the snakes that you're going to come across here, even though they might scare the crap out of you, are beneficial and are of zero harm to humans. The ones that you have to be able to identify are rattlesnakes, cottonmouth water moccasins, copperheads, and to a much smaller degree, coral snakes. Identify the bad ones, learn how to avoid them, and let the good ones live. You'll be fine. By the way, there are rattlesnake vaccines and classes for your dogs to help them learn to avoid getting bitten as well. And last but not least, number 5, public transportation, or lack of public transportation. If you live in Dripping Springs, you're more than likely going to need a car. Buses don't come out here with the exception of school buses, and there are no trains, there's no taxis. Sometimes it's even pretty hard to get an Uber or a Lyft. But the good news is this, you will very rarely find any parking issues in Dripping Springs. Now, let's move on to the 5 things that I absolutely love about Dripping Springs. Number 1 would have to be that small town feel. You'll hear a lot of locals who've been here for a while say that Dripping Springs is losing that small town feel, but I think it's still there. There's so many locally owned businesses, it's absolutely amazing. I've gotten to know so many of these business owners over the years, and it never ceases to amaze me how many of their customers they greet by name when the customer walks in the door. There's also several yearly festivals, and these include Dripping Springs Songwriter Festival, Festival in the fall and Founders Day in the spring. And when I tell you that a large percentage of the community comes out for these festivals and other festivals, I mean it. The crowds are huge. The community also gets behind and supports the local schools, local teachers, first responders, and the local nonprofits in a way that's really hard to find nowadays. It definitely reminds me of the small town that I grew up in. Number 2 has to be the elbow room you can find out here. You can find houses on pieces of property up to 200 acres, but for the most part, lots from a half acre to 2 or 3 acres are pretty easy to find. If your dream is to not have to look through your window and see into your neighbor's kitchen and what they're cooking that evening for supper, you're going to be able to find a great house here in Dripping Springs. And if you have or want horses or the ability to hunt on your property, those types of properties are readily available too. Number 3 is the accessibility to the outdoors. If you love hiking, there's plenty of it around. We're within 30 minutes of several golf courses, and there's 6 lakes within an hour and a half of Dripping Springs. That's not even to mention all the rivers that have public access around here. Granted, as I mentioned in the things I hate portion, it's tough to get out and enjoy them for 2 to 3 months out of the year, but for the other 9 to 10 months, getting outside and enjoying nature is pretty dang easy to do. The 4th thing I love about Drip is the brewery, distillery, and winery scene. If you hadn't heard, our nickname is Drinking Springs. There's 13 breweries, 6 distilleries, and if you include that area between Dripping Springs and Fredericksburg, there are so many wineries and vineyards, I've lost count of the total number. Now, I definitely have favorites in all of those categories, but you'll see those in other videos on my channel. But if you enjoy adult beverages, you're gonna easily find somewhere to hang out most days of the week, and the vast majority of them also have food options. So if you want, you can hang out for an extended period of time and just chill. And when I tell you the quality of the wine, beer, and spirits out here is exceptional, you can take that to the bank. And last but not least, the 5th thing that I love about Dripping Springs is the proximity to other desirable locations. Let's face it, there's nowhere that you can live that has everything that you could possibly want for the rest of your life. It's just not happening. But Dripping Springs is easily accessible to basically everything else. You're 30 minutes from downtown Austin if you have to have any type of different arts, entertainment, or food than what we have out here. You're between 30 and 45 minutes to the Austin airport, and that has international travel. And you're about an hour and a half from San Antonio, which is one of my wife's and my favorite short getaway locations. And you can even take back roads all the way up to Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston and get to either one of those locations in about 3.5 hours. So travel from this location, whether it's regionally or internationally, is extremely easy. There you go. Now you know 5 of the reasons that I absolutely love living in Dripping Springs and some of the things that I don't really like. But come on, look. Nowhere's perfect, right? Everywhere on this planet has pros and cons. So now that you know more, are you really interested in moving to Dripping Springs? If so, go down into the description of this video and click on the link to my website. There, you can explore homes throughout this entire area, not just Dripping Springs, and find something in your price range. And I promise, I'm not gonna bug you, I'm not gonna call you nonstop. I'm just gonna bring you valuable insight and be there to help when you need me. So give me a call when you get to that point. That's it for this video. And again, if you find this video content valuable, make sure to click the thumbs up button icon below, share it with any friends that you know that might be moving to Dripping Springs or even the Austin area. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll know exactly and immediately when I post more content here. Again, I'm Chris, and remember, local knowledge like this, it's not expensive, it's priceless.